Kaspa just had a birthday. They celebrated it in Uganda, and there's a deep secret that we discovered from going through our how to vet a crypto 24-point checklist. Now, right now, a lot of the old school YouTubers who got popular during the last bull run, they're starting to mention Kaspa, but most of them aren't seeing the big value because the system that they used to vet cryptos during the last market has completely changed. And you need to have an entirely new outlook right now. Here's why. See, back here in that bull run, crypto was brand new. People weren't sure if it was even going to work, but they needed to bring in coders and intelligent developers to help build dApps and work on projects. So they used substandard code that wouldn't be the best to run a blockchain, but it was code that everybody knew how to work with. So they weren't committed to an industry that might not happen. After the blockchain industry started really taking off and this bull market came out, projects like Solana is a great example, got released, and instead of using this Solidity coding, which is very substandard, it was only selected to not only build the Ethereum virtual machine, all these roll-ups and layer 2s, they're all running on a code that's not even close to the best. It's just what everybody knew how to use, and nobody was willing to go the extra mile and learn how to use a code specific just for blockchain like Rust, except for Solana. They were one of the first people to come out with it, and they did really well during the bull market. Right now, Solana's on such a hot streak because not only are they doing their native smart contracts in Rust, they're also connecting to the Ethereum virtual machine, so they're going both directions. Digress. Of course, Kaspa is written in Rust. And this is something that these old school YouTubers is just shooting right over their head because they're still using that vetting checklist from back then. Another thing that's changed major is who are the strategic partners. Back during this bull run, it was really anybody who could put the money up. Nobody cares. In this bull run, there are some investors that have had massive success in cryptocurrencies, and then there are other ones that might look a little bit more scam or rug pull orientated. So looking into the strategic partners is huge. And when we go through just these two checklists out of the 24 on Kaspa, you can see that it is a massive gem. Starting with the first one, which is GitHub. We're going to actually look for the code and the coding that they're going through. You should do this with any crypto you're looking at. For example, you could go over to Jasmy and see that the team isn't working on the project at all because it's a rug pullish scam. But in Kaspa, the devs are working super hard on Rust right now. And as we scroll through these other projects, we can see one of their older ones was known as Kaspa Pay. The artificial intelligence found this IMF document going into the details how the entire Sahara region of Africa alone, every single adult uses a cell phone for all commerce. There's not ATMs, there's not banks, so every entrepreneur, whether they're selling homegrown food and vegetables or gasoline for your car, is taking payments via a cell phone. That's not the major point of the Kaspa Pay system. Or another way to look at it would be an upgrade of the Caspian wallet, which was just released, which just happens to come out in 28 different languages. These different languages that it translate into are places that are heavily dependent upon the cell phone mobile pay app solution. The reason why they're so desperate for this in that specific region and other parts of the world are their fiat currency is collapsing so fast. You think it's bad in America? A carton of eggs is now like $112. And this is a reality people live in. So they can't wait to put their money into a solid cryptocurrency. And this IMF document goes into both the details that there's $700 million in USD transacted via these cell phone payments. Everybody's got one, and they're very interested in moving to cryptocurrency just to get their hands off their own fiat to save their civilizations, because they will collapse. It will be like the Great Depression in specific spots in the world, like it was in the USA in the 30s. Kaspa has the answers. That's why the great leader of Kaspa is so interested not in the smart contracts, which can be enormously beneficial for Kaspa and all of us greedy Americans who want to get rich off our bag. Think of all the good that's going to do. All the corrupt governments who overspent and started printing money. And this one team, this one man with all of his boys and all these coders from around the world are going to save them. And they're doing it through Kaspa. That is absolutely amazing, and it makes me really proud to be part of this project. So that's actually going to be step number 9 in our 24-point checklist, is make sure that you jump over to GitHub, take a look at what the team's doing, and also figure out which coding language it's written in. And as you do this over a handful, a dozen cryptos, complete this entire checklist, you thought you're good at crypto, you think you know it all now? Wait until you go through that. Then you're really going to start to learn more about crypto. Step 13 is check the strategic partners. So we can see right in the book of Kaspa, chapter 2, paragraph 3, they got $8 million from Polychain Capital. So who are these guys? In fact, Polychain Capital is actually Coinbase off the books. The CEO used to be an executive on the board in Coinbase. He then went across the street, opened up his own shop, and get this, they constantly share investments with Coinbase Invest and Polychain Capital back and forth. So yes, Kaspa thus was seed funded by Coinbase off the books, which is another bombshell news. This is the catch, and why the genius from Harvard, the founder of Kaspa, is so smart. And this is why Coinbase is such a powerful strategic partner for Kaspa, and why this coin literally is going to rumble like we've never seen a coin rumble before. That old school game, fill in the blanks, because what we're putting in the blanks is actually what's going on inside the executive boardroom inside of Coinbase as a strategic partner. This isn't the kind of information that you're just going to read on some friendly crypto document, but we do have some facts, and that's what's in between the blanks. The first fact, of course, is listed in the description below, and that's the document pretty much proving the connection between Polychain Capital and Coinbase. The second is the fact that the founder of Kaspa is also in Harvard working on projects known as MEV bots. Now, what an MEV bot is it's very harmless to retail. It creates arbitrage. So when there's a seller selling Kaspa for $1 and a buyer trying to buy it for $1.01, it can pick up the arbitrage and make a massive profit. Of course, this is still legal. So Coinbase, let's say Kaspa gets up to 100 blocks per second. With an MEV bot running just on the kind of volume they're going to get on Coinbase, the amount of profit that they're going to make is exponential. Of course, the two facts that we have are the Coinbase Polychain connection and the fact that the founder of Kaspa is working on MEV bots. We don't actually know for certain that Coinbase is going to be using them to profit at all. That's the fill in the blank.